Well, the gloves are off in the battle over the holiday gadgets. Today, Apple released the new mini iPad along with a string of new high-tech devices. NBC5's Charlie Wojciechowski has a closer look at size and sizes up this competition.
The device Steve Jobs said was never necessary. A smaller version of the incredibly popular iPad, a device that has already sold more than 100 million copies.
Now, this just isn't a shrunken down iPad. It's an entirely new design with a beautiful aluminum glass enclosure where every detail is finely crafted and made just exquisite.
Despite the smaller screen, the iPad mini will have the same resolution as the bigger version, meaning developers won't have to change any of the 250,000 available apps.
The ability to hold it with one hand and have it be half the weight of a current iPad is absolutely intriguing.
Outside the Apple store on Michigan Avenue, it's not hard to find the faithful ready to buy one.
It's really cool just because it's so much smaller. Like the iPad almost gets a little too big in your hands.
They're very revolutionary. So yes, anything that they would do, I would invest in.
New version, I'm interested to see the smaller one.
But just down the street, the competition is about to begin. A new Microsoft store is about to open in the Northbridge Mall. The star attraction will be the company's new Surface device, which will be priced comparably to the iPad.
Apple is not one to rest on its laurels. So keeping the pedal to the metal, they've released a now 7.9-inch tablet to compete and maybe even wipe out their competition.
And both the Surface and the new iPad mini are hundreds of dollars more than competing 7-inch Android devices like the Nexus 7 and the Kindle HD.
I think at the holiday season, price is always a consideration for folks.
Tony Marengo, who you just saw there, the MacTutor and Apple expert, joins us to talk a little bit more about this. I want you to kind of finish that thought. It's always a concern. It sounded like you were going to say, but price is usually a concern no matter what. But holiday season, do you think this is going to
The price is always going to be a concern for folks. And Apple introduced a smaller tablet today with a higher price than tablets that are in the same space. So if you were to look at an Amazon tablet, or if you were to look at the Google Nexus tablet, they're priced significantly less than this iPad mini was priced at today, to the tune of about $130 to $200.
So what do you think? Do you think they can compete?
I really do. I think that people are going to go for it, because for that $130 to $200 extra, you're buying into an ecosystem that not only already exists, but it's massive. There's hundreds of thousands of apps that are available for these tablets that are going to work the day that you take it out of the box. And another thing that you're buying into is Apple's momentum, right? The big mo. So the success of the iPad and this Apple ecosystem is going to just continue to snowball. And I think people will pay a premium to be a part of that.
Okay. Do you think Apple was going for this smaller tablet because of competition, because of the Kindle Fires, or because they just saw the demand there?
I think yes and yes.
Yes and yes, okay.
Because they originally entered the market and said, this is it.
Yeah, would Steve Jobs be switching around right now in his...
Well, Steve Jobs famously said that tablets under 10 inches were DOA. Now, sometime between the time that he said that and the announcement today, there were some minds that were changed at Apple, and that's probably because they saw some of the success that the Kindle Fire and the Google Nexus have been having. Now, with that said, even with all those other tablets in the marketplace, 91% of all tablet internet traffic is on an iPad. And Apple sold more iPads last quarter than HP's sold computers.
Yeah, you think laptops are kind of gone by the wayside these days, especially since you can attach a keyboard to a tablet and it kind of can do almost the same stuff.
I think we're in kind of a transition period right now, and it will be interesting to see the laptop versus tablet numbers in the coming quarters.
Yeah, it will be. Will this cannibalize sales from, say, any other Apple product, like an iPad, like the larger iPad, do you think?
I think it will.
Do you?
But for each one, so they're opening up the iPad to a new market, right? A new demographic of customer. So for each iPad 10-inch that is cannibalized, you may be bringing in 5 people to that Apple ecosystem, that walled garden, that otherwise they wouldn't have. So I think it makes sense for what they're doing to grow the overall base.
They always do, too. People, like, they get hold of one thing, and then even the babies get it. You know, the babies are all over.
I'm amazed because I will see when I'm walking down, like, Inner Lakeshore, that there will be the kid in the stroller being pushed down the sidewalk with an iPad in their hands.
And they know how to use it.
So I think the baby market will be huge for this iPad mini. That's really what I think.
You may be very well right. I mean, every mom knows it's great to have some device in a restaurant so that you can keep your kid busy. I mean, I have my touches in my daughter's hand.
Well, and this iPad's going to be half the weight. It's going to be about half the width. Same great battery life. I'm definitely on board.
You're on board?
I'm on board.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
He's going to have everything.
It's for work.
Of course. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. Well, still ahead, a step back in time.